What's going on, guys? TBF Gaming, we're back with this week's vlog. This week's vlog, number 6, we're going to talk about the early access model, the early release model for video games, and whether or not it's hurting games, whether it's good, bad, or just kind of our thoughts on the game in general. So if you guys have anything to add to this, definitely put that in the comments down below. Let me know if you think it's a good thing, a bad thing. If you play games that get it right, or if you play games that get it wrong, let me know in the comments down below, and then we'll have a conversation about it. Alright, so the early access model, the early release games, you see it a lot now on PC, Steam. It's completely common. We've seen it more over the last year or two on Xbox, and we've seen it a little bit on PlayStation. You get to see that early release model where the developer early in the stages of the game is able to put out an alpha or a beta where the game is not even close to ready, but they get it out to the consumer, and it does a few things for the actual developer, and there are a few good things that it does. It allows the developer to get a big influx of money, that it helps them through the development process, because not every game developer is a big EA, Ubisoft, one of those guys that, you know, is the big pillars of gaming that can afford to have a 1, 2, 3, 4 year development cycle. Not all games can do that. So a lot of times what these other games can do is do these early release, early schedule games to where they actually put their game out there and get a lot of people involved with it in either the alpha or the beta, and then get feedback from the community while they're actually getting a huge influx of money. And you've seen a lot of people do this right and wrong in the last few years. Obviously, Ark in the early stages, I think Ark Survival Evolved in the early stages did it exactly right. And I'm talking about the early stages, because I think later on they started to do it a little bit wrong, and they got a lot of backlash from the community. But early on, they really had it right. Some of the most exciting times in games over the last several years is those release dates in the Ark Early Access, when you would get the brand new dinos, you would get the brand new just mechanics, or a new weapon, or just something new in the game that you were just like, wow, this is amazing, and it was a must see. There are a lot of YouTubers who completely made their channel off of those early stages of Ark, actually doing videos on that, where people were averaging anywhere from 100,000 to 1 million views on one video because of Ark. It was that popular during that time. So it really was going the right way early on for Ark. Now, unfortunately, on the flip side of that, Ark also got it very wrong later on. Later on, they had a lot of issues with the fact that consumers were very upset when the game was not even finished. It was still in early access, and Ark actually pushed out a paid DLC. A lot of people were very upset with that. So it's kind of like Ark was hiding under the guise of being early access, and that's why they had all these bugs, but they were also trying to be a full release by releasing DLC and some things like that, which really, really upset a lot of consumers. All right, so that's kind of one example of a game that got it both right and wrong. I think the game that you're looking at the screen right now, 7 Days to Die, is a game that's doing it the right way in terms of the way they're releasing it, the community that they're building, but they also have a very, very long time between actual updates. I think the game has been in early access since maybe 2014 or 15. I can't remember for sure, so don't quote me on that one, but I know it's been a really, really long process for 7 Days to Die. Now, there's another game that shows you exactly what shouldn't happen in early access, and that's, I think it's called DayZ, right? That's one that I almost checked out a couple years ago. People kept telling me about it, and I thought about getting into it, but then I watched some videos, and there was just so many problems with it, and we kind of decided against it. We decided that was not a game that we wanted to get involved with, just with all the trouble they had in the development cycle there. And it got to the point where the people that actually developed it left it. There's actually some really good videos about this, about all the problems that went on within DayZ, and just the disaster that became. I watched a really good essay by, I think it's called Clean Prince Gaming. I probably might be saying that wrong, but he had a really good essay to explain just all the problems they had with it, just from beginning to end, and what really went wrong with it. And the fact that it had a lot of promise, and it could have been a good thing, but it just never achieved that. And a lot of that was because of the early access model, where they, you know, they were basically a mod for another game, and then they hid behind this early access thing and didn't get a lot done, and the amount of progress that they were giving was kind of ridiculous. So that's that one. So DayZ definitely didn't get it right. Now, I still think overall early access is a good thing. I think it can be a good thing, because I've watched games like, on the flip side, you have Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, those kind of games, which I really enjoy, but you find out about those coming out so long ago that by the time that it comes out, I don't have the same interest in it as I did back when they first told me that this game was coming. Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 was something that I was hyped for when I watched the video for it Man, I can't even tell you how long ago. It was so long ago that I watched the video for that, and now we're looking 2018, late 2018. It might come out 2019, who knows? And we still haven't seen the game, and I think that's a really bad thing, because that means that a lot of that interest has been gone. A lot of those people who are fans of it, you know, especially if you were fans in Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2, how many years ago was that? Now you're telling me that we're still got to be excited about that. I don't know that that is going to be the case when it comes out. Obviously, if it comes out to amazing reviews, maybe people will jump back into it. Some of the videos for it do look great, but it's just, how long can you show me videos? I feel like it's going to be closer to the game that came out on PlayStation. I think it was called Guardians, something like that, and it came out and it was almost a disaster. I mean, it was told to me 4 or 5 years ago that this game was going to be amazing, and then it just came out just recently, and it was a disaster. I didn't enjoy it. I played it for about 5 minutes, realized it was a waste of time, and never went back to it. So that's definitely a game that spent an eternity in the life cycle process, and just everyone kind of gave up on it. By the time it came out, it was just a mess. Hey, so that just gives you a few examples of the early release games that there are. There's a whole bunch more. Fortnite right now, that's out right now, is an early access game that people have jumped huge into, and that's one of the most popular games in the world right now. So it is possible to be an early release game and come out and do it the right way. We also see it with a lot of games to come out and do it the wrong way. Subnautica, which I play on the channel, was another one that I think did a really good job in its early access model. I really enjoyed the early stage of it, and then I came back to it close to the end, and I'm playing a season right now on that, and of course I love that game. It's one of my favorite games. So I think you see it both right and wrong with a lot of games, but it just really depends on the type of game and the way that the developer is pushing that game. You know, is the game going to be one that's going to be a games as a service where they're going to stick with the game for a long time, like what it appears like Ark is going to be? Or is it going to be something where they finally get it to the release date, and then it's released, and then they never think about it again? You never hear anything about it again. What's a game that came out recently like that? Marvel Heroes. Marvel Heroes was one of those games that was kind of in early access for a little while. It finally came out, and then not only did they have trouble supporting it after it came out, but they ended up just completely getting rid of it and taking the game away completely. I actually got a refund for that game on Xbox because they lost their license for it. So that's kind of another story altogether. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Is there games that you play that you enjoy that do this? Is there games that you've played that, because of the way they did this model, it actually turned you off from it? Just let me know what you guys think. Hey, but so next week, I think we're going to talk about something completely different. I'm actually going to try a little more long-form editing where I actually do some videos and some other things. I really want to try to do a little bit better production value for at least 1 or 2 vlogs. So if I don't have a vlog next week, it's just because I'm actually trying to take a little bit more time and actually make a different style. And I'm not 100% sure that that's what I'm going to do, but that's just kind of what I've been thinking about, where I actually, you know, cut in more videos, maybe do a few transitions in between to where it looks a little bit better, kind of increase the production value, but make it look a little better, a little cleaner. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. If there's any other topics or subjects that we should talk about, or if there's something that you'd like to see me make a long video on. And of course, anytime there's a game that you guys think I should check out, always let me know about that. There's a lot of games that I play, not necessarily for the channel, but I definitely jump into and play them, you know, off camera, and actually play them quite a bit. But the games that can lend themselves to more like episode types where I can do a long going series, those are the ones that I prefer to play. But it just really depends. All right, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.